What makes our scanner different, that it actually understands what it's seeing? It doesn't just capture a flat image. It uses true 3D vision to capture the real volume of the food in the pan. And even if you have two containers that look similar, it can still distinguish them without manual correction afterward. One other aspect is that we run our AI inference directly on the device, and so everything is done in just under 1 second, including the classification and scanning. And teams using the device, they get real-time feedback, and while the service is still moving. So it's completely self-learning and touchless, right? There's no manual tapping and there's no complicated setup. So in this case, the device starts recognizing ingredients and menu items from day one, and it improves over time. We also build in the temperature intelligence into the device, so it estimates the core temperatures and without needing a probe or manual logging. Our goal was simple, right? Just to do whatever we can to deliver intelligence to kitchens and without adding extra work. Most of the players on the market, and they provide a solution that focuses on the end result, right? So basically let's say they have a computer vision and a scale-based solution to monitor the trash can. But that's already at the very end of the spectrum, right? So we wanted to shift it to the source of the problem, which is overproduction, which is your kitchen, your planning. So that requires you track not only the trash, but the consumption as well. Even some customers use our device to track the receiving and ingredients level when the purchasing happened. So all of this is important. So that gives us a unique kind of vision and also product to focus on end-to-end process of this food service operation. So that's one. And from a technology perspective, we actually a lot of the advantages in this area that we leverage on the most latest technology, most advanced technology in 3D computer vision, AI model and inference on the edge device. We have all the sensors built into the device, and including the temperature sensor, and some sensors enable us to work to have the scale and everything even work on a moving cruise line, for example, in that setup environment. And most other players, they have challenged to even make their scale work accurately in that environment.
For us, when we realize what is happening, we look at the food operation, and then of course the first thing is we want to approach this because food service, food business is actually also very human-centric. So we take a human-centric approach. What it means simply is we want to make sure we leave the chef and the managers in control in terms of the flavors of the food, in terms of the operation. And then we want to leverage the technology to actually help them to take the heavy lifting. Think of tracking what food, where, and think of number crunching. And that's not necessarily something that humans are good at. So that is our human-centric approach. Now with that approach, then we started by tackling the first problem. That is to give them real-time granular data so that it can be a ready action for the owners, for the operators to know what to do day in and day out, simply to fine-tune their operation. So we started, that is the second aspect that differentiates us. We know the data is a critical leverage point. Once we started with that, we really have to build a solution, right? Fit that environment smoothly, not to introduce them any extra work or make complication. So this is where how we put the solution together. And this is where we leverage the technology the best way. Not only having this data, we need to make sure we can do it in as automated fashion as possible so that data is ready for them to use in real time, in the moment, so they can make timely decisions instead of for them to actually have to do a lot of the work they used to do manually.